If you're going to the gym and you're using those sit-down machines that support your whole body while you do your presses, I'm going to urge you to try something a little bit different. I've been doing instability training my whole life. The reason is, well, it mimics the real world. The real world is so unstable. No, I'm not talking about politics or world governments. I'm talking about the world around us. When we step down, usually the ground is flat and smooth, but if we are training out in the woods, in nature, then we're training all the time in a naturally unstable environment. And even if we're living in flat land, well, somebody can spill something, it's easy to slip. Those are the kind of injuries that as we get older can ground us and sometimes kill us. Most importantly, training in unstable environments makes us utilize our core as the source of stability. It's like this. I'm sitting on a machine that supports me and just pressing out these, I'm just building up a lot of engine power in my arms, but the transmission that has to handle that engine power, my core, is weak. What happens if we have a really powerful engine and a weak transmission? It's going to blow that transmission out. We're going to have back problems, we're going to get joint issues, we're just going to break down easier and faster. However, if I make a strong core the priority, then I can build up those engines, my limb power, as much as I want, as long as I'm doing it in accord with the strength of my core. I'm going to show you how this works just using push-ups. But first, let's break down a basic push-up to make sure you've got a good one that you can do long-term without injuring yourself. It's important to remember that a push-up is not just an arm and chest exercise. It uses our whole body to make sure that we're maximizing the power of a push-up. Look at my body here. I could let it sag down, and then I'm compressing my spine in strange ways and not doing myself any good. But if I get strong through my core, engaging my back muscles, my abdominal muscles, tucking my butt, strengthening my legs, then I'm using my whole body in this exercise. Next, let's think about our arms. Our arms can be in lots of different positions to get different effects and target different muscles in our body. However, one thing to watch out for is flaring your elbows out. I want my elbows to be straight up and down as much as I can and pointed backwards. This is going to prevent undue damage to the shoulders. And finally, don't do these little half push-ups. Do a full range of motion. We want to be able to go slow and clean through the full range of motion of the push-up so that we're maximally engaging all the muscles at their different lengths. Remember to bring your shoulder blades down and back, and now you are ready with a good basic push-up. Let's add instability. Remember, as I show you this is a principle that you can add to any exercise. Make sure you have the exercise down really well in its basic stabilized form, and then add instability. Watch how we do this with a push-up. The most basic way to reduce stability is to narrow our stance. A wide stance is going to give us more stability. As I bring that in, I have to use my core and my body and all my muscles to support myself. You can see here my toes are curled down. If I just bring myself up onto my toes, wow, now I've made this a little bit more difficult. Now maybe you're already seeing how we could reduce that stability a little bit more. Raise one foot up. Raise it up, do a push-up, raise the other foot up, do a push-up. We've taken that stability, we moved from a base about this wide all the way down to just our toes on the ground. Now there are devices you can use to help you out as well. This little UFO, it creates some level of instability, but not too much. It's a way to add just a little bit if you're still feeling kind of uncomfortable with this. Something like a foam roller, that adds more instability. What if you would use a soccer ball or a basketball? Now remembering as you add instability to always do it in a graduated way, keeping your core musculature engaged so that you don't injure yourself. We don't want to be flopping or falling off of these things. Move up to a more challenging instability option after you've mastered the one before it. Now we've talked about adding instability at your feet, but we can also add instability at our hands. The easiest way I've found to do this is with gymnastics rings or this thing, which is called a yoga trapeze. I love this thing. I'll be talking about it a lot on this channel and using it a lot on this channel. If you have the ability to get one and put it up. It's an amazing device. I'll leave a link down in the description to the one that I purchased that has served me very well. What I'm going to do is put my hands into the handles of the gymnastics rings or the yoga trapeze, and now I have to do so much stabilization throughout my whole body. You'll find that creating instability in your hands creates a lot more instability than creating the instability in your feet. Now you have some simple ways to add instability to your push-up. How can you add instability to other things? Well, if you're running or walking, such a huge difference between running or walking on sidewalks or a street and running or walking on a trail, especially if the trail has a little bit of terrain on it. Just using free weights instead of a machine makes you create stability with your body. And your own creativity will create 1,000 other ways for you to create instability in any exercise you're doing. Just remember to do it safely and graduate your way upwards. Thank you for watching, my friends. Thank you for being part of this journey of vitality with me. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share your tips and tricks in the comments.